America is in love with expansion. Wait a minute, I can't use the exact same intro I used before while I'm contradicting myself? That is the American way though. No!
Yes!
In my last vid, I laid out why a 40-team NFL would not work. But when I looked at the reasons, I started finding some flaws in my own logic. In fact, a larger football league actually makes a lot of sense. Why a 40-team NFL will totally work is coming up right after this. This video is brought to you by Roman. As I have gotten older, I've learned there are things I can't hide. I can't hide these wrinkles, I can't hide the gray in my beard, and I damn sure can't hide this bald head. But there is one thing guys are hiding, and that's talking about their ED and other medical conditions. But thankfully, Roman has a solution. Here's the cold truth. 52% of men over 40 experience erectile dysfunction at some point, and even worse, 75% of those guys don't even seek treatment. And a lot of the online drugs out there are fakes and dangerous. Look, I get it. Talking about this is uncomfortable like I kinda am right now, but lucky for you, Roman has a solution. You can get online and talk to a real doctor about ED in the privacy of your own home. Yes, go to getroman.com/5points and get medical care for your ED. And if your doctor decides you need treatment, you can get prescription medication sent right to your door with free 2-day shipping. Guys, if there's a problem, ignoring it is not the answer. Go talk to a doctor today, and Roman has made that part easy. Again, go to the link below, getroman.com/5points, and we'll comp the online visit and give you 2 free day shipping. Roman, let's take care of it. There are 4 main reasons why there will be a 40-team NFL. Let's do some math. Math is fun, right? When the NFL last expanded in 2002, the US population was 287 million. Do it with me now. With 32 teams, that's about 9 million people per team. Today, the population is roughly 329 million. So divide 329 by 9 and you get 36 teams. So we aren't quite there yet. But wait, multiply 9 million times 40 and you get 360 million, the exact projected population for the year 2030. Maths. Now look, this is a broad generalization regarding population trends and demographical interest, and surely you cannot find 9 million Jaguars fans. But from a pure numbers standpoint, the math does hold up. In my video about what the NFL will look like in 10 years, I said that in the Super Bowl era, the NFL expands at a rate of about once every 14 years, leaving us way overdue for at least 2 franchises this year alone. If you follow that average rate, the NFL doesn't reach 40 teams until 84 years from now, assuming they somehow expand next year. But if you combine a realistic outlook with population growth, you could see the NFL expanding with 2 teams every 5 years until they hit our magic number. So though I'm looking way into the future, a 40-team NFL exists sometime around 2060. And I'll still be old as or dead, and Tom Brady will still be playing. Let's look at fertile markets. After I shot down some possible cities in my last video, it's not hard to go back and look at the expansion zones from an analytical standpoint. Let's first oversimplify what's needed to support an NFL team. You need a lot of people, a good economy, and a city that loves football so much they're willing to whore themselves out like Shaquille O'Neal when he's offered money to promote Dick Cream. Or me when Manscaped calls. Obviously, the smallest city to host an NFL team is Green Bay, with a population of about 300,000. That means that 1/3 of the town fills the seats every Sunday. Which is not reality. Green Bay feeds from Milwaukee and the surrounding geography, a metro area of 1.5 million people about 2 hours away. The town also loves their team, which I can't really put a number on other than Green Bay had the 3rd highest average attendance per game in 2018. Compared to the Chargers, the lowest at 32 per game, and they are in a city of 13 million people. What I'm getting down to is that the average city population for an NFL team is around 4.2 million, yet there are 16 teams that fall below that number. And it seems the sweet spot for having one is around 1.3 to 2 million in metro population, of which there are 8 easy ones to find, but that's not even the real number we need. Let's take 3 former markets that are already NFL ready: Oakland, San Diego, and St. Louis. So we need only 5 football watching, barbecue eating, red-blooded American cities? Remember, these towns should also be growing, and who knows how big they will be by 2060. You have San Antonio at 2.4 million, Memphis at 1.3, Sacramento at 2.2, Orlando at 2.5 million, Norfolk/Virginia Beach at 1.7, Columbus at 2.1, and Raleigh at 1.3. That's 7 cities plus our 3 locks. I know there are a variety of factors here, like other cities being massive assholes to nearby cities like Jack Kent Cooke was to Baltimore, as he blocked a team coming there at nearly every turn, or how Pete Angelos did the same thing to the Nationals and now they are world champs while his franchise burns. Here's the actual biggest factor. These cities need to fuck over their citizens by taxing their hard-earned money to build an NFL stadium. And guess what? Most of these teams listed have already done it before. San Antonio, Memphis, Orlando, and Raleigh all take public money for their major sports teams. And surely other cities are dumb and desperate enough for bread and circuses to fund a private business with public funds. That's the American way. So in my last video, I said that 8 additional teams would water down the talent, and that's 100% right. However, that doesn't mean there isn't still a shit ton of players willing to place their cerebellums on the line for the glory of the brightest lights in America and a fat paycheck. 8 teams times 53 equals 424 additional players. Well, guess what? Each team already carries 10 on their taxi squad, so that's 320 right there. With all the great stories out there that Flemlo Raps covers like Damon Sheehy Giuseppe and all of Last Chance U, the NFL can finally replace actual talent with WWE style storylines. I mean, that's how they already handle reffing, so...
The worst part, though, of watching the NFL is that I am no longer shocked by terrible roughing the passer calls. Even this does not surprise me, or anger me, or depress me. I expect it, and I am now an NFL sociopath, feeling nothing every Sunday like a godless slob.
The point is, yes, the game might be a little slower, more frustrating, and way stupider, but the home team isn't gonna care because Americans are so bored with our lives that we need to project our frustration with both our sex lives and our jobs onto something that distracts us long enough not to wrap a belt around our necks while we are supposedly being watched in our prison cells. There seems to be no shortage of next man up and people willing to take money to live their dreams. And that's why this video is sponsored by Roman. Go to the link below. Actually, that's the perfect segue into my last point, and this is definitely the most important one. The NFL today is a $16 billion industry, and guess what? Players get 48% of that, the owners 52%. And that's before they have re-upped on their current TV deals, which are set to expire in 2021. Their goal is to be $25 billion in revenue. That's $780 million in top-line bling for each franchise at 32 teams. Imagine the revenue scale at 40 teams in a future where the dollar is inflated like all the world's Aletta oceans. I hope you see what I did there. Greed is what will fuel the NFL's expansion to 40 teams, and it really isn't about each team or how well they do. The NFL splits all of its revenue equally, so the only way to grow that pot besides bilking stupid media companies addicted to spending money on NFL TV deals, like its mustache wax at Gardner Minshew's house, is to successfully expand their markets. Sure, owners might not want to split the pie more ways than Khloe Kardashian has been, but media companies are going to want to reach more audiences with their ads. The NFL wants to sell more t-shirts, the Players Association wants more players in the league to grow their dues, and specialized orthopedic surgeons need more knees to throw their ligaments from cadavers in. It's a perverse and incestuous cycle of greed and bending over the American people, but sorry, we need our football and we need it bad, and preferably within a 45-minute drive from our house. So to really put myself on a limb and say there will be a 40-team NFL in 40 years after I explicitly made a video saying that wouldn't happen a week ago, well, isn't that just the true spirit of expansion and milking this teat for all of its worth? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to check out the video sponsor Roman and click the link below and get a free online doctor visit, and if meds are right for you, free 2-day shipping. I'm 5 Points Vids and you made it to my next video.